Hi, this is a for digital reader with the bonus DRM ebook seller. And today what I'm going to be showing you is Boss Fight books. Boss Fight books, they don't have a ton of books, but the really cool part is their whole catalog is basically books about video games. And I don't mean that they tell you how to play a video game. These books are kind of like video biographies of these video games. So for example, let me pick one. I'll pick Minesweeper. If you had some free time and a Windows PC in the 1990s, your mouse probably crawled its way to Minesweeper, an exciting watch where you click puzzle game with a ticking clock and a ton of just one more game replayability. Originally sold as part of a big box bundle of simple games, Minesweeper became a cornerstone of the Windows experience when it was pre-installed with every copy of Windows 3.1 and decades of subsequent OS updates. Alongside fellow Windows gaming staple Solitaire, Minesweeper wound up on more devices than nearly any other video game in history. Sweeping through a minefield of explosive storylines, journalist Kyle Orland reveals how Minesweeper caused an identity crisis within Microsoft, ensnared a certain Microsoft CEO with its addictive gameplay, dismayed panicky pundits, micromanagers, and legislators around the world, inspired a passionate, competitive community that discovered how to break the game, and predicted the rise of casual gaming by nearly 2 decades. So this is kind of a deep look into these games. So they talk about the game, they talk about the history, they talk about how it affected social culture, things like that. And I just thought when I looked at this, this was terribly cool. So for me, whenever I visit these DRM-free sites, I buy a book to make sure everything's working. And looking through the offerings, the one that jumped out to me, that is my baby, I don't play it anymore, but I was a huge World of Warcraft fan. So I'm definitely going to take a look at that. And let's see what we got here. And more than 100 million user accounts created and over 10 billion made, it is not only the most subscribed MMORPG in the world, but the highest grossing video game of all time. 10 years after its launch, Blizzard Entertainment's World of Warcraft is less a game and more a world unto itself, and it's a world Daniel Lisi knows well. More time in his high school years was spent in Azeroth than in his hometown of Irvine, California, a home he happened to share with Blizzard itself. Now that Lisi has founded his own game development studio, WoW remains his most powerful example of just how immersive and consuming a game can be. Based on research, interviews, and the author's own experience in a hardcore raiding guild, Lisi's book examines WoW's origins, the addictive power of its gameplay loop, the romances WoW has both cemented and shattered, the enabling power of anonymity, and the thrill of conquering BlizzCon with guildmates you've known for years and just met for the first time. I mean, if you were a World of Warcraft nerd, this would be a book you'd want to read. This is the paperback. I'm going to get the ebook and add it to my cart. And I'm going to go ahead and check out. And you see I can definitely use PayPal, so let's just go ahead and jump to my jam. And I'm going to go ahead and pay. I'm going to go in and get the email that I probably have just received, and that email will then allow me to get the book. Very cool. It gives me some options. I can do it as a PDF, I can do it as an EPUB, or I can do it as a Mobi. I'm going to download it as an EPUB. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop that open. World of Warcraft Daniel Lisi EPUB. And I'm going to add that to my Caliber. I'll get it, y'all. I'll get it. My Caliber library. I watched the author talking about the service, and he said Caliber. So I'm going with Caliber. And World of Warcraft. Let's open that puppy up. Bada bang. Let's take a quick look This isn't a terribly long book, but it was $4.95. Still very much of interest to me. I'm definitely going to be reading it. So hopefully this will be of interest to you, and you will want to see if they have a deeper dive into the origins of some of your favorite games. This is Boss Fight Books, and this is Ofori, the digital reader. Keep reading.